An increase in the city's police and fire pension millage rate is proposed to prevent layoffs in the Warren PD.
GM plans to bring more jobs to Warren.
And we'll tell you what sparked this car chase.
Raise taxes or lay off police officers? It's a difficult choice, one that the city will soon have to make. Hello, everyone. I'm Lori Erla.
And I'm Enver Shapiro. Mayor Jim Fouts doesn't want police layoffs, a decision that goes against the recommendation of the city's new executive administrator. More in this week's top story. Mayor Fouts said to avoid police layoffs, he is recommending a small increase in the city's police and fire millage rate of less than a mill, which will generate $3.3 million in additional revenues for the city's general fund. The mayor said due to declining property values, city homeowners will not pay any additional city taxes. Fouts said public safety will remain his #1 priority. Most recently, Warren police apprehended 2 armed robbery suspects who were prowling local shopping centers in Warren, targeting senior citizens to follow home and rob at gunpoint. GM plans to add more than 100 jobs at the transmission plant in Warren. Megan O'Brien joins us now from the plant. And Megan, some great news for the automaker.
That's right, Enver. A rising demand in some key vehicles is the reason why they're adding 100 jobs to the transmission plant in Warren. The new jobs will be filled by current laid-off UAW members, which includes workers laid off by shutdowns, plant closings, and cutbacks. Warren provides 6-speed transmissions for the GMC Acadia and Terrain, Chevy Equinox, Traverse, Malibu, and Impala, Buick LaCrosse, Enclave, and Lucerne. Some more good news, both LaCrosse and Terrain sales are up. The Warren plant houses about 750 employees. Local 909 Chairman Don Sharp was quoted saying that GM employees take pride in producing high-quality products that satisfy their customers. So this is great news for GM. For TV Warren News, I'm Megan O'Brien. Back to you at the news desk.
A Warren police officer is okay after being involved in a car crash recently while responding to a report of a stolen vehicle on Shaner Road north of 12 Mile. The officer lost control on wet roads. The patrol car then slid sideways, hitting a tree and pole, then landed upright.
It had been raining most of the night, and while responding, the officer lost control of his vehicle. It appears that the vehicle may have hydroplaned on some water. The vehicle turned around and went over the curb on the west side of Shaner, just north of Racine. In the back of the car, the trunk struck a tree. It cut the tree down, and then he hit a utility pole, and that snapped. And then the car went up on its side and started to tip, but then righted itself and came back on its wheels and came to rest in the front yard of one of the homes there. We're thankful the officer wasn't hurt. The air bag deployed. The officer was wearing the seatbelt. However, the accident is still under investigation by the police department.
The officer was taken to St. John's Hospital where he was treated and released for non-life-threatening injuries.
The city of Warren recently honored some of its most cherished residents at the annual 80 and Over luncheon. TV Warren's Jim Naherniak was there and got some words of wisdom from the golden generation. Jim?
When you have passed the age of 80 years old, it's time to enjoy life. Every year, Warren's super seniors get together to celebrate a long life at the Over 80 luncheon. The City of Warren Parks and Recreation Department hosts the party at the Ukrainian Cultural Center. There is a great meal and big band music by the Rhythmics, the Parks and Recreation Department's senior band. Most important, the Over 80 luncheon is a chance to get together with old friends, share memories, and make some new friends as well.
I'm very proud to live in Warren, Michigan, where they treat me like family. We're all family here, and I'm glad to be here. And I wish everybody lots of health, happiness, and good cheer.
Just keep going. Don't sit home. Just keep yourself moving. Keep active. Go places.
I always have a good time. I'm too old to not have a good time.
The oldest Warren resident at the party was 100-year-old Elizabeth Rudy. She thinks one of the secrets to a long life is friends and family. Being around people is what makes a long life worthwhile.
I have loads of friends. You have to have friends to get old because they help you along.
The city of Warren has a large population of senior citizens, and those over 80 are an important part.
But in the United States today, Warren is in the top 5 cities of 65 and up. And the fastest growing age group is over 85. And the largest jump in age is over 100. So a lot of you can expect to live to be 100. Maybe even the natural age should be between 125 to 150. So, you've got a great future ahead.
Jim Naherniak, TV Warren News.
The Warren Historical Society recently hosted a special program on Victorian mourning garb. The showcase outside the Historical Gallery at the Warren Community Center is filled with dresses, veils, and hats worn in 19th century England.
Every era has its forbidden subjects. The modern one we don't talk about is death. In the 19th century, death was such an important part of their lives that it was talked about freely and openly. And people were allowed to mourn, and women would wear obvious signs of mourning, and people understood that they were in mourning and gave them understanding and support for that. Where today, we're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to mourn. So it's one of those little trade-offs we have. So today our subject is, we can't talk about death, but we talk about sex, and they didn't talk about it at all. So this presentation I did tonight was to talk about attitudes about mourning in the 19th century, how people mourned, how mourning changed over time, and how women dressed for mourning, because women were the ones who displayed the mourning. Men had it easy in that regard. Arm man for a couple days, and then they're done, and then go find a new wife.
The Warren Historical Society is always updating its showcase displays, so be sure to stop by and take a look.
The Friends of the Warren Library will sponsor a free slideshow by Michigan author Doc Fletcher. Fletcher is a renowned canoeist who has had extensive experience on Michigan rivers. The program begins at 7 p.m. at the Warren Conference Room next to the Civic Center Library in City Hall. To register, call 586-574-4564.
Checking traffic, 14 Mile Road is closed to through traffic for bridge repairs from east of the Maple Lane Golf Course entrance all the way to Hoover Road. Detours are posted, and crews are updating the traffic signals at various intersections on 12 Mile from Revere Street all the way down to Jefferson Avenue. You'll still be able to travel this stretch, but you might run into some minor delays. The project is slated to last all summer. We're going to take a quick break, but first, have you returned your census questionnaire? You can give your answers over the phone or request a form be sent to where you live. Do it today to ensure you can mail it back in time to avoid a census taker coming to your door. These are the numbers you can call for additional information.
Megan O'Brien will be in with the community calendar, and Anna Bullis will be in with sports, so stick around.
Stay tuned. Coming up next is the TV Warren Sports coming to you from opening day 2010.
Hello, I am Warren Mayor Jim Fouts, and I want to encourage you to respond to the U.S. Census questionnaire that you will be receiving in the mail in March. It is vitally important that you respond to the census form because hundreds of thousands of dollars are at stake for our city and federal and state grants based on population. The information you provide is confidential. That means even I can't find out about it. It is for population counts only, so please keep our fine city services intact by returning your completed census questionnaire. Thank you.